Gary Peterson here today. I'm going to teach you a whole new concept. Now I've got a couple hundred videos on YouTube free for everybody. So it's not behind a paid subscription wall or anything like that. They're just all free for you to go and just check out as much as you like. But the new concept today is a 70-30 swing. So most people will teach a swing and they like to teach from here, there, there. And I call that a 50-50 swing. In other words, 50% of the work is done prior to striking, 50% of the work is done after you strike the ball. Let's put a bit of logics behind it. After you've struck the ball, the only thing that's required is for you to get balance and come off the ball. That's it. There is nothing else because the ball's gone. So you can't affect the ball after you swing. Now the follow through, the direction of follow through makes a huge difference because it'll actually dictate your swing. Because if I follow through out that way, it makes my body turn. So it will have an effect. The follow through will have an effect. But what we're going to talk about today is reducing your swing and doing most of the work prior to striking the ball. So all the real work should be done prior to striking the ball. If you can do that, that's all this work here, 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 strike, and then you finish. So 70% of the work's done prior to striking. Yep. So it looks like this a little bit. Instead of the big there, 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 which is a high follow through here, we're just going to finish through a lot shorter, around about hip height. So it's there, and then it will finish off quite neatly. All right, so we can do that with a general swing, and you will, by the way, you'll actually change your swing amount depending on where you are on the court. So what happens is at the back of the court, you'll have a full flurry of swing and you will follow through high. You've got more time to come off the ball generally, and it takes longer for the ball to hit the front wall and get back, so you've got that time. But up the front, it's like I'll strike the ball and all of a sudden it's my opponent's shot straight away. As soon as I've struck the ball's just almost about here and I've hardly come off the ball. So I haven't got time. I just simply do not have time for the luxurious follow through. It can't happen. It's just, unless you're pounding the ball away for a clear winner, then it's fair enough. But otherwise, generally, it's not going to be the case. You'll be under stress is generally what happens. You won't be just sitting there just going, oh, I can put this wherever I like. It's not going to happen that way. All right, so at the front, we want to have a shorter follow through. So I teach from the front here that it will be a punch swing and the ball will just be gone. All right, so it's a shorter swing, and that short swing there can go, that was really dead. The ball's only a little bit chilly. All right, so you can go cross court just as easy, but from the back of the court back here, you'll have more of a swing. You'll have more of the follow through because you want to have that strike through the ball and that nice flowing work through the ball. But if we work on 70-30, so the reason this works really well is quite simple. When we talk about a 50-50 swing, people start here and they push and they drive and they finish. But when we talk about 70-30, we do a lot more back here, 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 and then it's strike and then it's finish. So what happens is when you get this through your mind that you've got to do all the work early, you've got to do the work on your prep, and you've got to do the work getting behind the ball, then it makes a big difference. Prep, 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 and then strike. Prep, 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 and then strike. So if you just simply, oops, I should have got that. I'm trying to hit them back to myself instead of down the wall so it doesn't go over near the camera. So if you just simply go from there and try and stop a little bit after you hit. Now we don't stop dead. You can't stop dead, it's not good for your arm. So you need to stop and slow. So it'll go to around about here and it'll go, there's about the finish, and then after that it just sort of releases and stops. So there, 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 and there, and I just lost that one out of reach. Okay, so the 70-30 swing is really interesting. So off a full drive, 70-30, there, okay? So 70% of the work was done before. If you punch, now punch drive is where you just go through the ball really quick and really strong. There, so that's there. That's your punch drive. So what happens is still 70-30. So I'll go here and I'll finish shorter, but there's 30% there, but there's still 70% here. So there, it's still really strong. So you finish lower than your hip generally on a punch drive. or about hip. And for a full drive, you'll finish somewhere around about here. Now, don't underestimate the power of this, because what happens is most people, when I coach them, what happens is they come along and they're doing this and they're doing all that, and then they're doing this up here, and it's all just too big, too big, everything is too big, right? And generally the way to actually get better in squash is to reduce. So you reduce your backswing, you reduce your whole complete swing, and you reduce your follow through. So if you can do that, you just simply will develop your game. It will just get better. So it's more a concept to try and get people to understand that it's not 50-50. It's very much preparation, and most of the people struggle with preparation. Most people, when you get them on the court, they'll have poor preparation, and they come in here, poor preparation, they try and do everything too late, and therefore everything just gets thrown out and it gets hard. So and then they're trying to do too much work all at once when they haven't even wound it up. And so the rules are, it's quite simple, if you don't wind it up, you can't unwind it. So if you don't wind it up, you can't unwind it. And the backhand's very much an unwind swing. So it's not a push swing, it's an unwinding of your body without going too crazy. So we talk about the 70-30 just quickly on your body. 70% of all body turn will be done prior to striking the ball, and 30% after. So I do 70% and 30% after. That's what happens. Generally it goes pretty well. So it will go really well with a 70-30 swing. So if you can 70% of body turn, 70% of racket movement, 70% of everything is all prior to striking. 70%, 30%, and everything's good. So mostly this is all about getting your head around the fact that you need to do the prep work early to get the outcomes that you require. If you do that, then you'll get a quality outcome and everything will be good. 70-30 swing is really, really good, really beneficial. No difference, forehand, backhand, 70-30 swing's the same. And you'll find it'll have a positive effect on your game dramatically, and your improvement rate will just be so much faster.